Good morning, my dear students. We in the previous video lecture we have studied about the curves, isn't it? Various types of curves, that is straight curve, parabolic, and combination of straight and parabolic. Okay, and what should be the range that camber has to be given? Camber, how much the range has to be given? That is also been discussed. So once again, I will repeat with that the range of camber here. So with a different type of roads where there are different ranges of cambers, and okay, again it has been classified as a light and heavy rainfall conditions. Okay, for rainfall with heavy condition, rainfall with the light conditions, there are different camber. This has been given here. So first one, the cement, concrete, and high type bituminous surface, means the surface of the road road is of cement, concrete, and bituminous type. In such type of roads with heavy rainfall, it is 1:50, 1 in 50. The camber what they are given is 1 in 50, whereas on the light rainfall it is 1 in 60. So the things in the number here, 1 in 50 and 1 in 60. So when 1 in 50 has been given, means there is more camber. Okay, this will be the more slope. Okay, height will be more, center height will be more. Okay, that's the reason what happens in case of heavy rainfall. Whatever the water, the more water is going to accumulate on the surface of the roads. So as much as the water is going to accumulate, that will be drain off. Why? Because the camber has been given 1 in 50. But in case of light, it is 1 in 60. Comparatively, it is less, little bit lesser camber as compared to the heavy. So 1 in 60 means 1 vertical to the 60 horizontal. Okay, 1 vertical to the 60 horizontal. Okay, so here comparing with heavy and light, 1 in 50 and 1 in 60, more more water flow speed, water flowing speed will be more in 1 in 50 as compared to 1 in 60. Okay, similarly with this is when it is a cement, concrete type of road and or a bituminous type of road. So when the type of road is of thin bituminous surface, what type of road it is? Thin bituminous surface road. In such cases, the camber is for heavy rainfall it is 1 in 40, and wherein light it is 1 in 50. Means 1 in 40 means it is very more compared to the previous one. For 40 horizontal, 1 vertical. It is for 40 horizontal, 1 vertical. Okay, this is for heavy rainfall. So similarly for light it is 1 vertical for the 50 horizontal. So this is for bituminous, thin bituminous type of the road it is. The next one, water-bound macadam and a gravel pavement. Water-bound macadam and a gravel pavement. Here it is, the range is for heavy it is 1 in 33, 1 vertical to the 33 horizontal. So in same case in the light it is 1 in 40, 1 vertical to the 40 horizontal. So comparison with these things, water-bound macadam and gravel, the surface is not smooth. The surface is not smooth. The flow of water is not so easy. Okay, so in such cases, there is 1 vertical to the 33 horizontal slope has been given here. Okay, clear here. So just analyze these numbers here: 1 in 50, 1 in 60, 1 in 40, 1 in 50, 1 in 33. So 1 in 33 it is more slope will be there. Okay, in center will be at highest position when compared to this one. Means the road is having more slope when it is a water-bound macadam and gravel pavement. Why it is so? Because the surface of the water-bound macadam and gravel pavement is not so smooth. But you can come to this high type of bituminous and cement concrete, the surface is smooth. So 1 in 50 in heavy also can easily the water can flow. But if the same thing, if you are going to provide for the water-bound macadam, what happens? The flow of water is not so fast. There may be chances of percolation of water. So that's the reason the ratios has been changing. Okay, so in case of earth surface means that the made with the earth soil itself, compacted with the layers. In such cases, the slope again it is more slope. More slope means it is 1 in 22, 1 vertical to the 22 horizontal. Here again, the water will not flow so easily. And that's the reason the slope has been given more. More slope has been given so that the water should not accumulate on the surface of the road. Clear this concept here, why the range of this camber has been given, how it is there. Okay, so if you're having doubts here, you can ask the doubts to me. Now, width of carriageway or width of pavement, it depends upon the width of traffic lane and the number of lanes. Width of traffic lane depends upon width of the vehicle and clearance. Okay, width of carriageway or width of pavement means that it is the width of the road. Width of the road. How much should be the width of the road? How it depends? It depends upon the vehicle traffic lane. It is now how many number of lanes: single lane, double lane, 3 lanes, 4 lanes. Based on this, the width of the carriageway will be there or width of pavement will be there, and also it depends upon the width of the vehicle. Width of the vehicle. Okay. And also it includes the side clearance, width of the vehicle plus side clearance. Okay, now the maximum permissible width of vehicle is 2.44 meters. Maximum permissible width of the vehicle. So you can check with this video what are the different types of vehicles are there. Cars are there, jeeps and there, trucks, buses, all those things you can check it out here. So maximum permissible is 2.44. Whatever the vehicles they are going to design, they should be designed well within the 2.44 meter of the distance. Okay, they are restricted the distance here. What they have did? They are restricted the width of the vehicle. So width of the vehicle must be less than 2.44. Whatever segment you can go, since from car, bike, for truck, buses, all those things. It should be width of the vehicle should be less than 2.44. And also the clearance, side clearance should be given 0.625 or 0.53. Okay, the minimum width of the carriageway for a single lane it is 3.75. Width of the carriageway for a single lane is 3.75 meters. Width of the vehicle is 2.44. Clearance given is 0.53 means it is 1.06. So if you add it both side, then it is 2.44 plus 1.06, it is 2.5 plus 1, it is 3.5. Therefore 2-lane road require a minimum of 3.5 meter of the each lane. In case of 2-lane road, how much we should have minimum? We should have minimum 3.5 meter on each lane. But in case of single lane, if you are going, it must have 3.75 meter of the carriageway. So if you are going with multi-lane work, for each lane you should consider 3.5 meters. This is the width of carriageway. Here single lane and 2-lane figure is there given here. You can observe here the width of the vehicle is 2.5 meter. So on a clearance on the left hand side it is 0.65 and the right hand side it is 0.65. So therefore the width of one carriageway for single lane it is 3.75 meters. Okay, you can see clearly, observe the video, observe the figure here. The width of the vehicle it is 2.44, they have restricted, but will go for the higher number itself, that will consider it as 2.5 meters. And the side clearance is 0.625 on one side and 0.625 on the other side. So if totally it will becomes what, 3.75 meters. This is for what? Single lane road. This is for what it is? Single lane roads. Okay, similarly another figure is there. So for two-lane pavement, okay. So width of the vehicle is 2.5 meter, and distance between or clearance between the two vehicles it is 1 meter, and again one vehicle is again 2.5, it is 2.5 plus 1 6 meter plus 0.5 meter on that side, 0.5 meter on this side. So total length, total carriageway width for two-lane road is 7 meters. As I've discussed just before, it is 3.5 meter per lane. If you are going for the multi-lane road works, it is 3.5 meter per lane. So here 2 lane meter is 7 meters, correct? So if it is 3 lane, it is again 10.5. If it is 4 lane, it is 14. Okay, so likewise. Clear with this single lane and a 2 lane. So now you just see this class of the road, width of the carriageway. For single lane, if you are doing for a particularly single lane, it is 3.75. How it is 3.75? I have shown in the figure. 2 lane without raised curves. This raised curve, not raised curve, we will discuss in the coming part. Without raised curve, 2 lane road, it is 7 meter. 2 lane with raised curve means it is 7.5 meter. Intermediate carriageway, that is 5.5 meter, and multi-lane pavements, it is 3.5 meter per lane. Now what we have studied, one thing we have studied, raised curve and unraised curve. We will discuss those things in a later part. Clear the what is single lane width of the single lane width, it is 3.75, double lane it is 7 meter, okay, 3.5 meter. In case of multi lane, it is 3.5 meter per each lane. So these three numbers you keep it in mind. Now the medians are a traffic separator. You all have studied. Usually what we call it is divider. So the main actual name it is traffic separator or a medians. Okay. So why we are going to provide that one? Why we are providing? To separate the vehicles or to avoid the head-on collision of the vehicles, and to separate the vehicles moving. So one vehicle should move from east to west, vehicle should move on west to east, likewise. Okay. Just example I am giving here. On a two-way, okay, for two-way traffic, to avoid the head-on collision, we are going to provide the traffic separators. In highways with divided carriageway, a median is provided between two sets of traffic lanes intended to divide the traffic moving in opposite direction. The main function is to divide the traffic moving in the opposite directions. The main function of the median is to prevent head-on collision. The main function of this is what? To avoid head-on collision between the vehicles. The median is also called a traffic separator. The traffic separator used may be in the form of pavement markings, physical divider, or area separator. Whatever traffic separator are there, they are in the form of the markings. They name pavement markings. In some cases, dividers are not provided with any material. Just they are with a marking only. This traffic separator has been provided. In some cases, the divider has been provided. Physical dividers or area separators, what we call it is. Pavement marking is the simplest of all these. Okay, so pavement marking is the simplest among these. Okay, but this will not rule out head-on collision. But you cannot avoid the head-on collision with these pavement markings. Okay, so somehow due to laziness or of the drivers, there may be chances of the head-on collision of the vehicles. So in case of pavement marking, so only the dividers or a traffic separators has been provided. The mechanical separator may be suitable designed keeping in view safety considerations. Okay. Now the curves. Camber we studied, divider or traffic separator we studied. Now the curves. Curve means it indicates the boundary between the carriageway and the shoulders. What is the curve? It is the curve is the boundary between the carriageway and the shoulders or in footpaths. So in the figure you can see here, this is your see here, this is your carriageway, isn't it? What is this? This is your carriageway. So this is the separator between the carriageway and the shoulders. This is what? Shoulder or a footpath. You can call it as a shoulder or a footpath. This is what is called as curb. This is what we call it as curb. It is a separator between the footpath or a shoulders to the carriageway. Okay. Again, the curves based on the height of the curves, again it has been classified. So different types of curves are there. One is low and mountable curves. One is what? Low or a mountable curves. The height of the curve is less. That is low. Okay. This type of curve is provided such that they encourage the traffic to remain in the through traffic lanes and also allow the driver to enter the shoulder area with little difficulty. This type of curve is provided such that to encourage the traffic. So in case of some emergency, the traffic can enter into the curve. Okay, remaining through the traffic lane itself. Allow the driver to enter the shoulder area with little difficulty. The height of this curve is about 10 centimeter. The height of this curve is about 10 centimeter. So if you provide a curve of 10 centimeter, it is very the driver can easily enter into that area. Okay. The height of this curve is 10 centimeter above the pavement edge with a slope which allows the vehicle to climb easily. This is usually provided at medians and channelization schemes and also helps in longitudinal drainage. This also helps in the longitudinal drainage. You can see the curves and the footpath. You can see. So whatever the water is going to be flow in the water during the rainy season, what happens? The water is going to be flow along the curb. Along the curb, the water will not move in the center. So whatever the flood is going to be flow, that is moving along the edges of the curb. Okay, so curb is helping the water to move out. Then it is again of a semi-barrier type of curves. When the pedestrian traffic is high, these curves are provided. This height of this curve is 15 centimeter. Whenever there is a more traffic pedestrian movement on the footpath, is there. In such cases, the curve has to be provided with a 15 centimeter height with the pavement surface, so that the vehicle should not enter into that footpath. Okay, this is semi-barrier type of curve. Barrier type of curve. When the pedestrian traffic is high, these curves are provided. The rate is 15 centimeter above the pavement edge. This type of curve prevents encroachment of parking vehicles. But at acute emergency, it is possible to drive over this curve with some difficulty. Again, there are submerged curves. They are used in rural roads. The curves are provided at pavement edges between the pavement edge and the shoulder. They provide lateral confinement and stability to the pavement. This is submerged curves. See here, centrally whatever it is there, that is carriageway. This is carriageway. Apart from this distance is what you can call it as footpath or as shoulders. This is road margin. Again, road margin. This is the road boundary. These are what? Road boundary. These are border controls. One is the building line, another is the control line. Building line and the control line. Okay. This is in the embankment. Embankment means embankment and the cutting. So whenever you are saying the roads are not to the level of the ground. Not to the level of the ground. Why? Because the water should not enter into that road. That is the way the road has been raised above the road area. Okay. So again, based on the profile of the ground, it is some of the times it is banking or embankment, or some of the times it is cutting. Okay, so cutting or filling or embankment or banking, what you call. These three words are same: embankment, banking, filling. These three words are same. Cutting is the another word. Cutting means if excess soil will be there, that has been going to be removed. That is called as cutting. So how you are going to decide? This is decided based on the profile of the road. Okay, with some formation level, the road has to be formed. Based on that, whether it is cutting or filling, that we need to get. So in case of banking or embankment, this is the one we should follow. So when in case of cutting, it is carriageway plus shoulder, then there is a drain, then road boundary, then building line and a control line. You can see here. This is in the banking, this is in the cutting. In cutting, again the slope has been provided here so that the water should move through this. Shoulders are provided along the road edges and are intended for the accommodation of stopped vehicles, serve as an emergency lane for vehicles, and provide a lateral support for pace and surface courses. The shoulder should be strong enough to bear the weight of the fully loaded truck even in wet condition. The shoulder width should be adequate for giving working space around the stopped vehicle. It is desirable to have a width of 4.6 meter for the shoulders. A minimum width of 2.5 meter is recommended for two-lane rural highways in India. So why the shoulders are provided means shoulders are provided to accommodate the vehicles. In case of any emergency, the vehicle should accommodate and at that place and get it ready. Also this shoulders are going to support laterally the embankment. Laterally going to support the road system, as well as this is shoulder the shoulder can bear a weight of fully loaded vehicles, because some of the times what happens, the fully loaded vehicles are going to be parked on that shoulder area, so that they should bear that load. If not, again there will be a settlement of the road is going to be probably chances of that will be there. Okay, the important function of the shoulder are: shoulders provide structural stability and support to the edges of the flexible pavements. The capacity of carriageway and operating speeds of the vehicle increases if the shoulders are laid and maintained in the good condition. The next will continue. Next thing will continue in the next class.